What's up, guys? That Really Girl Sky here, and we are back playing some Warframe. And I thought it would be a good idea to start getting into some build videos. And with that said, I just want to make this clear that my build videos are not necessarily going to be endgame builds, pro builds, or whatever. These are going to be personally builds that I have made up for my playstyle, and they may have some inspiration from someone or have some kind of theme that they are based off of. So with that said, this is my chroma, and this chroma is going to be a ice variant of a chroma. It is going to be based on mostly armor, and for that reason it is a tanky frame. The way this build is currently, this build will take me through the star chart without really that much of a problem. I need to put more forma into the build and the weapons and increase the mods in order to make this more endgame viable, but I will update you guys when that comes. So at the moment, this is basically just a star chart worthy chroma build. And if you're confused on what that means, basically this build will get you through the entire star chart. It will also get you through some of the easier void missions and fissures, and most likely will struggle in long-term survivals or excavations, and probably won't make it through the trials without quite a bit of help. So like I said, some of the mods will need some leveling and whatnot, but we'll get right into the build, and you'll see basically what I have in mind for the build on Chroma, which will include basically keeping his armor up really high, getting some life regen, and also having some decent weapons to kind of keep him doing damage. So with one forma in this chroma, I have myself set up with a rejuvenation as my aura for my health regen. I also am running constitution because of duration, narrow-minded, which is also going to help my duration, but is also going to hinder my range, which I'm not too worried about in this build. My prime continuity, which is greatly helping my duration, which is all important for his Vex armor. I want that Vex armor to be up as much as possible. We're giving him max flow to keep his energy really high. I'm currently running a vigor in order to keep up his health and shields, which will probably be replaced when I get prime vigor. Steel fiber needs to be ranked up quite a bit, but we want as much armor as possible. I have this vexing retaliation on, and I'm kind of experimenting with that at the moment. If I were to take that off, I'd probably pop on vitality or something for efficiency. But lastly is intensify to get up my strength. And like I said, rejuvenation before, and power drift, which is also going to help with my power strength, which all the power strength basically is focused on getting as much armor and damage out of the Vex armor. Now with that said, this is an inspired build from Tactical Potato. I never really was a Chroma fan, and I didn't realize how good Chroma could be until I saw his Chroma build. And personally, the only differences between my build and his is basically he likes to run a transient fortitude for efficiency, and I don't have transient fortitude, so I figured I would run something different. Plus, I think as long as my energy is high enough and I carry enough pizzas, I will be replenishing my energy that way, so efficiency isn't really in my priority. Also, like I said, I'm not too sure about that augment that I have in there. That is subject to change. And that vigor, like I said, could also be changed out if you have prime vigor, or a lot of people I know run a max vitality, which I am still considering. But with that said, I thought it would be really cool to run a fun weapon with this that also deals a lot of damage. So I'm running the ZARR with a maceration because damage. Also running as much fire and ice damage as possible to create blast, which you can see here. That magazine capacity also kicks my ZARR from 3 to 4 rounds in the thing, which I may not use going forward just because as much as I reload the thing, I'll just be reloading all the time. I have considered pulling off some of these lower mods. I would really like the fast hands because the reload animation sucks. But personally, if I were to take out Hellfire and Cryo rounds, I may go with a corrosion based to take away enemies' armor, because this can struggle against heavy gunners and bombards. Like I said, the ZARR is a pretty fun weapon. I do like its ability to change its types of shots. It can deal a ton of damage, but with the right elemental combo, you'll have to utilize the right elemental combo in order to take down the appropriate enemies using this weapon. We will just touch base real quick on my secondaries. Currently I'm running the AKLEX, which will probably not be in my endgame build because the AKLEX are not that great. Maybe Akchagaras, maybe I'll get into the Stilettos or something else, but for the most part I'm just doing a lot of damage output as much as possible. I threw Blast on there just for the sake of keeping the knockdown thing going with this frame. Also Steady Hands because I hate recoil, and I also wanted to max as much fire rate as I could because these AKLEX do not fire fast enough for my taste. So like I said, these will probably change at some point, but currently this is what they are. So the biggest problem I have with this frame going into more endgame content is, number one, getting his armor up, which will be what I'll be doing with the Steel Fiber mod. However, also trying to keep his health as high as possible. So what I have decided to do is use these Haruto, and these Harutos are excellent for health regeneration. I also know that there are arcane abilities out there to help with health, and I may do that in the future because I don't have an arcane on this currently, and Rejuvenation keeps my health up. But as you can see, with Pressure Point and a bunch of puncture mods to basically max out as much of puncture damage as I can, because it is a puncture based weapon. Also Fury, because you get those attacks off faster, getting that health regen to occur faster is always going to be good. Spoiled Strike obviously is going to hinder damage, or hinder attack speed, but increase your damage. So because I have Fury on here as high as it already is, I can sacrifice a little bit of speed to get a little bit more damage. I threw on these Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds, and Drifting Contact because as much as I'm going to be hitting, I would love to max out as much status and crit chance. The idea was to just get as much damage, as much status dealt as possible, and get that life regeneration as quickly as I can. So that's pretty much it for this build. I will update you on my progress when I get some more format in this thing and I focus it towards endgame content. But I am also working on a Ash rebuild and an Equinox rebuild coming up here shortly, so stay tuned for that. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I am about to run out of oxygen because I completely forgot, but I have pushed this frame on this level. This is the, I guess you'd consider it the tier 2 survival mission. I pushed this thing past 20 minutes, so as long as you keep killing, keep that oxygen up, you can very easily go a decent amount of time on this survival specifically. But like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. That update right there is for the Banshee Prime being released, so if you guys have not checked out that video, it's basically just a quick overview on that. We did some Chenogen stuff in the past, and there's just a whole lot of gameplay on Warframe on this channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and hopefully these build videos that are coming out you guys will enjoy, because it takes a long time to put format in these guys, re-level them up, drop more formas into these, so it's very time consuming. So I just really appreciate you guys watching and all the feedback, so thank you so much, and until next time guys, blah!